Today, the shelf becomes one item larger. Would you check this shit out? I got my coffee and pull the tab. There's no fucking hole. I hope that's not a sign of what this trip's all about. Creepers and geekers, it is Chris, the Atari Creep. Good God, y'all. Hey, what's up, everybody? We are on a fucking road trip. We are heading to Pelham, New Hampshire, to a place called the Pinball Wizard. Now, what is the Pinball Wizard? Well, it's a deaf, dumb, and blind kid. What the fuck? No, seriously, it's obviously a place that has pinball tables, and they have arcades, and I believe they also have pool tables. Now, I've seen the place, and I've been to it, at least in the parking lot of it, but I've never actually been inside. It's kind of at a stop-off on my way to my sister's place, and I've always been curious about it. And it turns out that a gentleman I know from the Atari I.O. forums frequents that place for tournaments. And today just so happens to be one of those days. That's not the main reason why I'm going, but we'll get to that in a minute. A number of weeks ago, I was on, the chat over at I.O. forums, the Atari I.O. forums. And it just turns out it was just me and this gentleman, and we were, chatting. Mainly, I think, because of fucking World Series or something. No one wanted to talk about video games. It was all about baseball. But whatever. If that's what you want to do with your life. So we were chatting, and I honestly can't remember how this specific item came up in conversation, but it did. And he mentioned he had an extra one, just laying around, quote unquote. And I, off the chance that something could have happened, I said, well, what would you sell it for? It's something I've wanted in my collection for a long time, even before I had to rebuild the Empire. And he's like, well, I guess if I were to get rid of it, I'd probably sell it for double what I got it for. And I'm just like, fuck. Because, my work season ended. So right now I'm in the middle of trying to find part-time supplemental income. And I don't really have much money to begin with. So, long story short, I was just like, fuck, I'm never going to be able to get this off. So he messages me privately within the Atari I.O. forums a couple days later and says, hey, look, I didn't pay anything for that thing. So double of nothing is nothing. I'm willing to pass it on to you. I just so happen I'm going to be at that Pinball Wizard joint that I talk about on the specific date, which is today, for a tournament. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. He goes, why don't you come up, check the place out? Because they are in fear of closing. I believe they're in the process of shutting down. And it's kind of sad. The place is large. So it might be too big for its britches. That's what I'm guessing. And, of course, the need for an arcade isn't really still out there. Maybe if they scale down a little bit, they do well. But long story short, they're closing, and I want to check the place out before they do. Plus, a pinball tournament. That's pretty fucking cool. So he says, I'll bring it with me on that date. Go ahead and come in. I'm going to be here between these specific hours. Just ask for me, and if I'm not on a table competing, I'll come out real quick and I'll give it to you, and we'll finally get to meet and everything. So that's what we're doing. We're going to pick up this item, and I'm not going to mention what it is because you'll eventually see it by the end of this video. And I just want to keep the suspense alive, you know what I mean? So we are probably going to be pulling up to this place in the next 5-10 minutes, given, whether or not this construction fucks us or not. So I'm going to hopefully try to show you what this place looks like, get some footage of the actual tournament, what I can and am allowed to film inside. If I'm not allowed to film, I apologize. But so let me shut this off and drive safely, and I'll see you here in a few seconds. Made my contact. Let's go home and see what we got. This place is awesome. It's huge. So why did we take an hour trip to an arcade? To get some Coca-Cola, of course. Now, this isn't just any Coca-Cola. I think you guys are gonna like this. So let me start by pulling this thing out. Now, mind you, I expected this one thing. He tossed in a whole bunch of other stuff. So I got this nifty little Radio Shack TV splitter. So when we have our place and I have my own room set up, that's going to come in very handy. All right, you ready for some Coca-Cola goodness? Oh, yes! Sega CD, baby. Front loader. He did say it does need a new belt drive for this, but it works. He says if you just close it manually, the disc will load and everything. I originally just went for the Sega CD, but he decided since it was attached to this, I can have that too. Oh my God. So let's go in here and see what other goodies we got. We got a couple of games. We got Stellfire. I don't know much about these games, so it looks like some kind of a shooter. I can't wait to play that. And then this was in the bottom. It's called Surgical Strike. So that is awesome. Couple games to play along with it. And he threw in a controller. And all that's left in here is the 2 power supplies, AV cables, and everything I need to get this fucking thing fired up. So yeah, all right. So that was kind of a quick reveal. But this is what I went to New Hampshire for. It's only about 45 minutes, an hour away where I went anyway. So even if it was a little bit longer, this would have been worth it. I'm not going to mention the guy's name, only because I didn't ask him if it was okay to or not. So if you are watching this, bud, thank you so much. You have no idea what this fucking means to me. So now all I got to do is I'm going to clean this thing up and I'm going to start playing. So guys, until next time, again, thank you as always for watching. Leave a comment down below. Thumbs up, thumbs down. All feedback's positive. And I hope everyone has an excellent Thanksgiving. And again, until next time, take care. And bye-bye. Makes you wonder if it knows that it now has a nice, safe home where it will be loved and cared for. It's okay, my friend. No more closets for you. I promise. That said, the Genesis I had on the shelf is now in the box. In the box you go! Sorry, buddy. It's okay. Shh. I didn't mean to get loud.